Hey Jen.
Hi Colin.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
So Jen, I was wondering, how do you feel about the overall arc of of Once Upon a Time and Hook?
I think that Emma really loves Hook.
Yeah, there we go. End of story.
They definitely see an element of themselves in the other person, and I think that's why they kind of have a mutual respect.
Hook is interesting for her because they're like kindred spirits. Emma was a pirate in her own sense. She was a foster child and kind of had to beg, scrape, and steal to survive, and she feels connected to someone who's lived that way, and they've both been abandoned and hurt in certain similar ways, and so I think they feel very, they're connected over some of their past.
The two characters sort of kind of kindred spirits, really, you know what I mean? Like, even though they've gone through different experiences, a lot of their experiences are sort of similar.
She knew he was a kindred spirit. She knew that they had gone through so many similar things. She knew that there was a tenacity and a fight for life in him that she had in herself, and so she knew she was in trouble with this guy.
He has a real connection with her. Not such a huge thing for Captain Hook to, sort of lay his cards on the table emotionally.
There were all these little moments of connection in there where I don't know that she would be admitting it to herself yet at that point, but she definitely was realizing that this was someone that could be significant to her because of his spirit and his soul, the type of person that he was. So I think that that's where the seeds were planted.
There's definitely going to be some interesting developments in terms of the way she relates to Hook.
Now he sort of, when he met Emma,
Are you saying I'm responsible for her goodness?
possibly. That was sort of when he sort of had a bit of a change, I think.
He realises that he's ready to let go of whatever kind of hatred that he's had and let go of the old love that he had from hundreds of years ago to sort of try and move on in his mind, hopefully with Emma, I think.
How can you be a pirate and fighting for the affection of this woman here?
What girl gets to love a true pirate? And he's hot.
Yeah, we're going to see the Charmings ever in protective parent mode if, hypothetically, Emma starts looking at Hook the wrong way.
Starts.
I don't know what Hook was thinking about while he was away from Emma for a year.
Hook was obviously thinking about Emma.
And there is this knock on the door, and it's a man dressed like this.
When he comes back, he's very, very happy to see her. He kisses her because he sort of believes that maybe it might be true love's kiss for them.
And then they kind of go on a journey together in terms of him trying to convince her that there are other things she needs to remember, or that there might be a part of her life that she doesn't know about.
But he likes her.
He's been good for her, though. Like, we're going to start seeing in the next few episodes that he's really pushing her to find parts of herself that she's never really connected to before. What she's not owning is her magic, and that she is special in a certain way, and she's been denying that a lot in her life. So he's being a real positive force in her life to say, like, you've got to embrace this and be who you truly are.
Their relationship is definitely complicated. Hook is definitely putting in a lot of groundwork to try and win her over.
She's got her guard up. She's someone who's like tough to get through. And then he eventually has a line where he's like, I don't know, maybe someday I'm gonna stop chasing this woman. It's just like she just makes him work so hard for her attention.
The dance scene was the single worst moment I've ever had on the show. I'm joking.
I gave up my ship. I think that was a pretty hard decision for Hook to make, but he sort of feels that he can find love again with Emma and stuff, so he was willing to sacrifice the ship.
I think it helped him seal the deal at the end of that episode a little bit.
A little bit. In the season finale, the kiss that they have, I think, is their first genuine kiss, and I think it's a real thing. They both tried to figure out what it is that they're feeling for each other.
There's definitely passion.
There's passion for definite.
It was never going to be easy for them to make it work, but they're going to try it.
We're really trying. I think it's a really fun take on trying to start a relationship, because we're trying to start it amidst all these crises. So it's like, he basically says, oh, our first date is the snow monster and our second date is the ice wall. And then, so we're going through these crises and trying to get to know each other through all of that, and trying to figure out if there's a way to have romance amidst all of the things that we have to take care of in Storybrooke. But we're definitely trying.
They go on a bit of a date. They're trying their best to figure out if they can make this sort of relationship work.
Hook is really showing up for her in certain ways and has made sacrifices for her in a way where, for the first time in a very long time, she's risking, you know, being vulnerable.
I just want them to order a pizza and watch Netflix. Is that too much to ask?
I think it might be.
I like pizza. I like Netflix. It'd be great, but it's never going to be like that in Storybrooke.
Just Hook is going to have a moment with Emma or something like that. He'll come screaming and it's just like, oh, here he comes again. Here's one thing, brilliant.
These are two people who have incredible chemistry and are very drawn to each other. There's obviously some complications in both of their pasts that they're going to have to face and overcome in order to be together.
I would say treat her well, buy her flowers, and give her lots of little hugs.
You could have given me back my hand.
Do you really want two hands?
No, I like the hook.
I mean, he loves that hook.
There is something very weirdly sexy about that hook.
I definitely liked the moment where Emma taught Hook how to sword play. That was a fun moment. Yeah, there's been several really sweet moments between them, but I'd say that one stands out. It's kind of a little bit different. It had its own little spin to it.
I think he's going to desperately try and bring back the woman that he loves, and he'll do whatever he can to sort of protect her heart. And Hook sort of spent his time trying to save Emma from that darkness, because he knows what that's like, to give in to the dark side of things. And unfortunately now she's, you know, just after she says I love you, she becomes the dark one.
He loves Emma, and he loves her for who she is as the saviour. I think that he'll do whatever it takes to try and bring that person back, because he knows what it's like to give into the darkness.
Well, I feel like Hook might really be into Emma's new outfits now that she's the dark one.
Maybe. He is fully invested in this relationship and being in love with Emma.
Just because she's the dark one doesn't mean she doesn't love him anymore. I think she definitely completely is devoted to her love to him, and that doesn't change because of her darkness. It's just her tactics change. Maybe I'll just, you know, suck him into the darkness with me.
He can still see the person that he loves in that darkness.
A lot of her selfishness and a lot of the things that she does, she's actually doing because of her love for Hook.
Killian is a very loyal, conflicted person. He's willing to die for what he loves.
He genuinely sacrificed himself for the greater good and tried to make a difference in the world. He tried to redeem himself.
I think she feels not only just personally that she knows she loves him and she wants to be with him, but she wants to make it up to him the sacrifices that he made to be able to save everybody. So she's desperate to save him.
But he's suffering in the underworld. He's suffering really badly.
I think there's no limits to where she's willing to go at this point. She's gone through so much to get to a place in her life where she is strong enough and vulnerable enough to love without walls up.
She's taking a big risk by having let everyone come with her down to the underworld to try to save the guy that she loves, you know, so she's definitely dealing with feeling a little bit guilty and uncomfortable with the fact that people are making a sacrifice to try to help her find love.
It's true love.
I think she'd rather die than not be with him.
That was a one-time only Zeus interference.
Thank you, Zeus. I was super psyched that Hook's back from the dead. It's different now that they've established that it is true love.
They're trying to figure out how to navigate being together in that sort of world.
There's new excitement and love and romance there.
They're going to try and figure out how their relationship can develop and how they can keep the momentum there and keep it alive.
What was your reaction when you read this script and saw that they were going to move in together?
It's about time.
If I could write a happy ending for Hook, he would be able to sit at home with Emma and drink rum.
What is it about this couple that's so special?
I think because it's hard work for them. I know it's fantastical because obviously he's Captain Hook and she's the daughter of, you know, Snow White and Prince Charming, but it's in a weird way, it's kind of real. I mean, he loves her. That's just the way it is.
The best version of her life will be with him.
And they work at it and they love each other. So that's the way it is.